there, today's video is about contact and how to establish a steady and supple contact with your horse's mouth. This is one of the most difficult things in dressage, is how to get your horse on the bit and how to have them in a frame without feeling like you're really stiff or strong or pulling on your horse. So let me know in the comments if you struggle with this. Also, be sure to give my video a thumbs up and subscribe. It really helps me out so that I can keep making more awesome dressage videos like this. And if you look in the description box, there's a free mini course on confidence. I know many of you guys have told me that you struggle with confidence, so I made a special little mini course just for you to improve your confidence. So in today's video, we're working with Stephanie and going over some of the most common rider faults that negatively impact your contact. So you need to be in the correct position so that you can establish a steady and supple contact with your horse. And that is what we are going to go over in today's video. I'm going to demonstrate some of the common faults, and then we're going to go over how to fix them. And also stick around to the end. We're going to give you a really great exercise that you can practice at home when you're not riding to improve your contact when you get in the saddle. So thanks for watching. Stick around till the end for that awesome exercise.
Hey everybody, I am Stephanie. I am a doctor of physical therapy and I work with equestrians, and I'm here with Amelia today. We're going to talk to you guys about contact issues, which really has to do with arm position and also leg position. So one of the first contact issues that's really common for riders is really straight elbows. So what that does is it kind of locks out the whole chain all the way from your hand all the way up actually into your neck, and it doesn't allow you to be supple in the reins. The other contact issue that I see actually probably more frequently than this one is chicken wing arms. And what this is usually is tightness of pecs, tightness of upper traps, tightness of lats, which all increases this position. And riders often do one of these arm positions when the same side of their body, that leg, is a little bit weaker. So it's important to think about that. But we are going to talk today about what happens when your arms are in that position, and then you'll be able to see what happens in the horse's body with the different arm positions. And really what I want you to notice is that when a rider has this or this, I want you to pay attention to the suppleness of the horse and Amelia's upper body, because when your arms are like that, it really locks out the motion and it doesn't allow your body to absorb the motion as correctly. Okay, so here you'll notice Amelia's elbows are slightly bent. There's nice movement in her elbow. If she wants to give the horse a little bit of a rein aid, she's able to do that with her fingers. If she needs to give a little bit more, she can use a wrist. If she needs bigger rein aid, she can pull from her shoulder. It's really important that when you're holding the reins, you stabilize yourself. Here, Amelia is locking out her elbows, but notice how it actually stiffens up her whole back, and it makes the horse's back stiffer, and it makes her pitch forward more. It makes her want to grip with her knees. He gets behind the leg. Now Amelia's going to show the chicken wings. So what happens here is it kind of puts her back behind the vertical. It again offsets her center of gravity. She doesn't have good control of her lower back and her hips. And it actually makes her need to stabilize with her upper body and her upper traps up into her neck. When your arms were straight, it like totally pitched you forward, and nothing was moving from there, and it made you pinch your knees. And then when you did this, it kind of made the whole rest of your body sloppy, but you were super tight up here.
So I'm just going to talk about really quickly the correct rein aids. So when you're riding along and you want to supple your horse, you always want to start out with just your fingers. So just your wrist and ring finger kind of closing on the rein like this. Or just your fingers is number one, is just your fingers. And then number two is a little bit of wrist motion. So you can bend your wrist and your pinky finger like this, where your pinky finger, you can actually see your pinky finger. So 1 is fingers, 2 is wrist, and then 3 is your elbow coming a little back. Your goal when you're trying to supple your horse, is that you want to be as subtle as possible. So you want to give like little invisible aids so that it's good boy, so that it's not obvious to someone watching. You don't want to be looking like you're starting a lawnmower or rowing a boat when you're trying to supple your horse. But again, it's really important that you have the correct arm position before you even think about suppling your horse. So that straight line from elbow to mouth, a bend in your elbows, and your palms facing each other, or you can have your hands like a little bit like a 45-degree angle. They should be in the same angle as the horse's shoulder, but you definitely don't want to have piano hands, and you don't want to have your wrist like this either, because you can see how I can't supple when my hand is in this position or in this position. So Stephanie is going to give us a little exercise that you guys can do at home just to practice this muscle memory of the correct way to supple, so that when you get in the saddle, you already have that in your mind. And the more you can do stuff off of the horse to practice these muscle memories and just get it in your brain, then when you get on, it's going to be way easier.
Okay. Okay, so I have a really long piece of TheraBand. If you don't have TheraBand, you can use a towel, or even some t-shirts that are kind of stretchy would be good. Something that has a little bit of give. Wrap it around. You can wrap it around a bar stool. If you have a banister at home, if you're at the barn, you can use your cross tie rails or a pole, anything that you can wrap it around. So I'm gonna hold it like I would a rein. And what you can do here is just practice that subtle finger movement. So you see how the TheraBand moves just a little bit, and then you can practice moving your wrist, and then practice moving your wrist. Now I will say that when you're riding, in order to have the suppleness in this part of your arm here, you really need to think of anchoring your arm here. So if you tend to be one that has an office job, or you carry tension up in your shoulders, really try and get your shoulders down first, engage your abdominal muscles, and then you'll gradually work on pulling the rein. It has to start here from your core and the top part of your shoulder here before you can work on the good quality movement from your hands. So you can practice doing different amounts on either side, and then you can practice pulling one side versus the other. But the goal is to have as much control as possible and not move any part of your upper body, because you need to get the muscle memory into your hands and into your arms so that you can give an appropriate rein aid.